Her family begged her to reconsider. Her mother cried for 3 days straight, but nothing would change her mind. Every night, as darkness fell, something changed in that hut. The door would open by itself with a soft creak, though there was no wind. Footsteps would enter, heavy and deliberate, making the wooden floor creak. But when people peeked through the window, they saw no one, just Oluchi sitting calmly, watching the empty space beside her. Then a whisper would fill the air, a voice that made people's skin crawl. Oluchi. At first, she trembled when she heard it. At first, she cried quietly in the darkness, wondering what she had done. But soon, terrifyingly, she got used to it. She began responding to the whispers, laughing at jokes nobody else could hear, cooking food for 2 people, though only 1 plate ever emptied. But her invisible husband brought gifts that made the village's fear mix with jealousy. Every morning, Oluchi would emerge from her hut wearing gold jewelry she hadn't owned the day before. Her storage shed filled mysteriously with yams, rice, and dried fish. She wore clothes made from fabric so fine and beautiful that even the chief's wives had never seen them. The patterns seemed to shimmer and change depending on how the light hit them. Her skin glowed, her hair shone. She looked like a queen living alone in her small hut with her invisible husband. People became jealous quickly. How is she living like royalty with no husband to support her? Women whispered at the market. It's unnatural, men muttered. She must have made a deal with dark forces. Some wanted what she had, others feared her, but everyone watched that hut by the forest, waiting for something terrible to happen, because everyone knew that gifts from spirits always came with a price. Always. It was just a matter of time before the payment was demanded. An old woman in the village, Mama Nkiru, who was known for seeing things others couldn't, called Oluchi aside one morning at the stream. Her ancient face was carved with worry. "My child, we need to talk. Your husband is not human." Oluchi pulled her water pot closer. "He loves me. He takes care of me. That's all that matters." Mama Nkimo's voice dropped to an urgent whisper. "Spirits don't love the way humans do. They don't choose partners, they claim possessions. You are not his wife, you are his property." "You don't understand. I understand more than you think." The old woman pressed something small in Oluchi's palm, a charm wrapped in red cloth, tied with black thread. "Keep this with you tonight, under your pillow. It will show you the truth." Oluchi wanted to refuse, but something in Mama Nkiru's eyes stopped her. Fear. Real, bone-deep fear. "Please," the old woman begged, "before it's too late." That night, Oluchi hid the charm under her pillow as instructed, her hands shaking slightly. She lay in bed, pretending to sleep, waiting. The door opened as always. The footsteps entered as always. The bed shifted as something lay down beside her as always. But then, everything changed. The moment the spirit settled on the bed, the room froze. Not just cold, but frozen, like time itself had stopped. Oluchi's breath came out in white clouds. Ice crystals formed on the walls. And the voice, when it came, was different, harsher, older, wrong. "Oluchi, what is that?" For the first time since the wedding night, she saw him, really saw him. Not a man, not even close. A dark shadow twisting and writhing like smoke caught in a bottle. No solid form, just darkness that kept changing shape. Eyes that glowed red like dying coals. Limbs that bent the wrong way at impossible angles. And he wasn't standing on the floor. He was floating, hovering above the bed, his form stretching up to touch the ceiling. Oluchi opened her mouth to scream. The spirit's form rippled with anger, growing larger, filling the entire hut. "You dare bring protection against your own husband?" His voice was no longer beautiful. It was layered, like 100 voices speaking at once, male and female, young and old, human and animal. Oluchi finally found her voice and screamed, a sound of pure terror that should have woken the entire village. But the sound died the moment it left her mouth, absorbed by the darkness. "You You think you can see me now and simply walk away? The shadow moved closer, and Oluchi felt cold like she'd never known, cold that went straight to her bones and made her teeth chatter violently. You think you chose me at the river? The spirit laughed, and the laughter made the walls shake. Foolish drone. I chose you. I have watched you since you were a child playing by the stream, waited for you to become a woman, waited for the perfect moment to claim what was always mine. Oluchi scrambled backward until her back hit the wall. There was nowhere left to go. You belong to me, the spirit hissed, forever. Panic gave Oluchi strength she didn't know she had. She grabbed the charm from under her pillow and threw it at the spirit with all her might. The moment the charm touched the shadow, everything exploded into chaos. A blinding light filled the hut, so bright it burned through Oluchi's closed eyelids. The spirit screamed, a sound so terrible that dogs howled throughout the village. The walls cracked, splitting from floor to ceiling. The roof shook. The air roared like a hurricane, though outside was perfectly still. Oluchi covered her ears and curled into a ball, praying to every ancestor she could remember. The light grew brighter. The screaming grew louder. Then, suddenly, completely silence. Absolute, total